that is a mythical into report to be tabled before the Naomi Wako-led at least 3 days. Their findings will have when it comes to the scenarios out. Welcome to our broadcast. My name is Abdi Aziz. Is Brian Murar. Particular note where Assembly Select Committee investigates of Agriculture in Mythical Inturi will hold its report before the whole sitting. 2 scenarios allegations against the CS. The case will be put. They are substantiated for Linturi to defend. Wako-led committee wrapped up last week.
The decision of 49 members of the National Assembly and all of Agriculture Cabinet Turi scandal or otherwise a select committee allegations 10-day window to probe the secretary and the mover Bumula MP Jack Wamboka teams and with their submissions.
They won for and for us who are members of no, they were more wrong to where we are. What we will be seeking to prove.
Of course, as you find in his response about this, that this campaign was by the previous administration, large personal commercial
Friday, which marked the last in Turi to serve him.
This by the means other financial line my name
Fortunate that into a prosecution which had nothing to do with the scandal
of the motion and the audacity ukiachwa. I means
after the 3-day hearing expected to tell Kenyans where scandal facing the CS fake fertilizer to water. The allegation to have been substantiated accorded an opportunity health before voting. The committee finds the allegation unsubstantiated to rest. So, Section 10, a resolution required Cabinet Secretary must majority of the members of it is 175 members that achieve the required support be delivered to the to dismiss the cabinet during the special sit. Other businesses to the division of Revenue 24.
It will be aired here live. Stay tuned for that. At the Maimahi, in the wake of the floods tragedy from stationary Divinity in Shah's the wake of an appeal for well wishes to give school bags, and the prayer center provides more than 100 families.
And but I ladies undergarment and some
bado waje we books enough stationery for the kids again. Kenyans DLO. This is my Mahio team.
Elsewhere, cancer survivors to the government to reduce in the country. In Shabab Naku, the survivors explained to stop treatment lives due to financial treatment takes a long expensive.
Wale ambao wame screening hivyo hauwezi uko na cancer, na again ukisikia most of the cancer at advanced zinafika kwa watu hawaja mambo yao mapema.
Kama ya kutibu kansa iko gali, unaweza na pengine finally, but I thank God amenirehemu na anaenda.
To the Coast Deputy County Commissioner has urged imams and Muslim teachers in with security teams juvenile gang wrecking. Speaking during the Islamic and imams in the Commissioner Assad number of the perpetrator Muslim youths has comprehensive Islamic to the young.
Miaka 7 hadi 20 husisha katika vitendo. Tumeona kwamba hawa kabisa wanatakana ili waweze kukuza taaluma, kwa sababu wamejiingiza katika hizo si nzuri, na ndiposa tumeona kwamba watoto wakiweza basi tunaweza kusaidia. Ni swala ambalo najua katika ushirika tutaweza swala ya uhalifu ndio hii, na imekuwa nyingi walimu katika misikiti yao, ile madrasa ambayo yako katika mahali ambapo karibu na ama mkondo, waweze kuwatoa wale ambazo si hatari utakapoisha kabla.
Kwa hiyo ningewasihi waende sambamba maelekezo ambayo na wizara na mara kwa mara. Muhimu tupoteza baadhi ya Wakenya na isingekuwa ni za Wakenya.
The Ministry of Health team mandated to verify Insurance Fund NHIF as the migration to the gets underway. The Ministry of his process team tasked with integrity and present transition expected. The government is expected to do social registration this month.
Earlier is that abilities and assets NHIF at the head are the branches, and I'm told that we in Huduma centers is also going to be, and at the end is what
We do not expect arising from this transaction. When the ministry, it was with clear terms of reference that are spelled
as NHIF own. So they received, they gave them 100. That's the whole exercise.
The Kenya County government is set to sign a with the Kilifi County government great role in addressing in the county. Consultative meeting with the county government led by the union's secretary, the recognition of the fundamental right in the constitution, win for the Kilifi County.
We had very important na takwa na kufanya kazi katika
Rani constituency in from free medical checkup, youth initiative, and in conjunction with the Nairobi Kenya Red Cross and several hospitals, the resident now Alan Dundo, a initiative, says that the program is great with more hospitals and hold free medical checkup.
Doing this work, have a lot of young people with mental health issues, and we really need to.
Transporting people from Garissa continue to make people with disabilities. It has excluded the banned private boat waters after it capsized on a from the flooded Garissa. At least 20 people died. 200 Kenya shillings carrying a max.
Kama governor ako aware county government na kesho ni siku ya kama unavyoona boti ndio hizi dogo abaye watu wako Garissa abaye wataenda namna all Kenyans. Wakati huu tujali maslahi, walemavu wanateseka.
A section of the energy sector of a gender main in performance contract in the 2023-20 year. Now the will provide a role implementing gender policies, ensuring equal representation. They further budgetary allocation to ensure equal. Meanwhile, has been challenged subjects amongst classes to balance out.
Energy sector, we felt that was back in terms of gender issues, promote gender mainstreaming within. So, ensuring that done, because you have marked roadmap and you ensure.
It's actually a responsibility that every through capacity building. structures in place. Agenda it's upon the unit to ensure that the staff.
Our project is still quite. We have just completed of Meru County.
STEM modified to mean also having the A shared by officers here.
Formations around are often used in to see strategic objectives or bridges. While Sylvanus Onsomu served for 34 years and was brigade of the army. In this shares with the story Ben Troy Njue in this tales.
Military paratrooper. The Second World War. 3 types of forced for entering a 2 being by the is from a height of about 2,000.
Well, for many people are afraid of military. Today we are here to feature Sylvanus Onsomu, trooper during.
We are in Nakuru County. Army paratrooper retired Sylvanus.
Naitwa Sylvanus ni 54 enda sure 1950 fikia 1968 mtiani ilikuwa na ngakaa miwili hivi 3 ni wakati hiyo training FTC training college. Baada yako sisita wa poste kikosi kilikuwa kinaitwa 5K. Hata 3 Langata Jagiri.
In 19 as an army paratrooper of artillery.
Naisa anguka mahali popo. Toka hapo nikaenda kinaitwa artillery Isiolo. Impeachment. Tena nikarudi hapa Girigiri 205.
Paratrooper was nerve-wracking.
Ukiangalia chini parapara ni kama na hiyo kuruka hiyo mnaimba mnakuwa na morale. Ukifika hapa unasukumwa hapa. Ukifika watu
Organization of weapons in the improve security in the region. Many soldiers who in the battlefield, fellow soldiers on
in water. You get in water. Chukue hiyo imefanyika, lakini ndagari msingi pasuka. Mwili toka ndani kapasuka. Kata watu.
Retired soldier adds blasts had a toll on him in retirement.
Kwa misinga. Kwa kama sasa area drums
would later rise the ranks to command and discipline.
Warrant officer 2. Sasa nilikuwa upande and discipline.
Morale soldiers have
na kasi ya expecting urare kwa yani kitatokea naka mulivu.
Now he is into farming and
tuna vinyumba viwili vina rent baya gatosi. Kwa nini unacheka? Tango ni hapo. Sasa ni sasa hiyo mbele
Silvana Sons as it still holds to date.
Staafu ni Brian nyumbani hapa ingi kwa sababu inaita timings. Saa mbili unatoka kwa nyumba. Upande ambaye chesi sema ni chakula fika hapa Ford inakaribia kuisha. Si ati Ford wewe wakati unakuja na ndio ungesema bali chaisa. Hadi fulani na tumekutana pingine kwa kitu kamishi si hapana namna hiyo.
Serving officers to after military service.
Imite asa pana sema nikifika ama nikifika anza saa hiyo ona na nyuma ilianza yani nyumbani ile nilikwambia ngombe na vijana kuta record prayers uzuri sana.
The former paratroop newspapers daily his fellow comrades who believes in educating abilities.
Niko na wife niko na watoto kadhaa wamesoma kazi
short.
Sasa kile kitu ambia wa Kenya isa ni hata kwa sasa uchumi gharama wawe watulivu wamtegemea wanaweza
for military tales.
And they never
I'm Ben.
That particular piece. Now this takes us to Baringo. Man has made an extra of cultural immersion. Max Ryong, who now like a Chuma years ago as a volunteer eradication efforts. His mission will take turn leading him down a cultural transformation. Story prepared by Wambiru will bring you after we Short commercial break. This joining us, we are 20. Continue listening. Given that today all on Parliament buildings and see what the 11 Wako will decide. Cabinet Secretary Mythica have more news for you on.
adag tahay maanta xaal anaga dad islaan oo interest leh u kacdo boqolkiiba hal mar laga xaqiiq soo relative oo xogaa inaad ka soo qaadato
100,000 me after I take can even get more money and get that.
maantadan haddii la yiraahdo boqol Allah gacantu soo gelin kara rabbi loo gacantu soo البرس waxba lama aha illa waa heli salaad adag ba
lan oo waxyaalo lagu qaban kara xamaarad قبل vegetables وحب
أنت يسوق شو إلى بان كوس من لا إنه يكرو صعته يعني بعشرة سويحين رسول أهل الماء إيو ماشي وحي كله البا يقبني
to do a lot of things my basic needs level of masters of which I'm doing a lot of things
like some also I generator to push and also
finds himself of Nairobi high fashion.
Show me.
African survival.
Fashion.
This is Shanga. The Beats start at 8 p.m. Your Magic Plus.
Where's the mirror?
Of the streets. If you knew the benefits that came, you would not be such a predicament. I'm saying I don't sound.
That you should decide because it is reserved to you. Okay? So
now some of you are about to have a pathetic life.
Don't frighten us again. Lawyer, because I'm about to today.
Has become a without technology. So much of our everyday is different. As technology fulfill the changing needs, this means that technology the things that we about it. Looks at the advanced technological that is becoming increasingly dependent on technologies. PM
Welcome back and thank you for staying. Media platforms at KBC Channel 1. News at the end of this particular with our stories and focusing on my culture, where county where a Swedish extraordinary journey and adoption marks by the name Lemayan Kenya 13 years ago in a poverty eradication effort. You know his mission leading him down the path of transformation.
Once Max Ryong are fully immersed in the what started mission to help eradicate evolved into a deep adoption of the way of life.
Mas Island. When I stayed in people who were there working, and I really came to enjoy.
Lemayan is now Mengati, age in 2014, when the Il ceremony, a pivotal allowed him to fully integrate his community as a Moran.
Family, and then culture more and more. Lemayan, because of that family, it's through them to be part of them. Now my name is Lekashuma.
He has actively participated in Shamu's tradition every occasion on the a master 10.
Together with Launani, he's shaving his has to be now full.
Adoption into the goes beyond mere. He has members of the community as well. With fellow Morans, think fluently.
Here, coming that I come here to help, but I got shocked that no more than me about life. As we not exposed, instead of teaching, I
join you because of your culture. It's a positive culture. Those who want to join our culture, and also now
Lemayan has a of the Il Chamo's way of Kachuma's story, the power of cultural human capacity. From a Swedish voice, integrated member of the his journey reminds the richness of diverse bonds that can form cultures. My
And now let's make bank group made during the first 3 months, presenting a 24% attributable to increase the listed lender income rising by a 30 billion shillings after 779
equity 979 loans up 156.3 billion shillings regular period. The lender increased government securities to 400 from this. The lender made interest income 33%.
The whole balance sheet see momentum, liability led, and we customer deposit treasury functions became the balance sheet of the balance sheet.
However, in cost as the lender a gross loan loss provision shillings after the group's hit 30 from 11.
Last year, interest peaked, remained elevated.
The increase drove up 9.2 billion shillings.
As you've seen, quarter by quarter, we've to increase our as we mean that our book has slid.
Attributed 35%.
We will be driven by the markets. We would expect with markets like Tanzania into our balance sheet as well as
Alanako, Lunchtime News.
Is positioning the county parks for investors, addressing economic roundtable now. Secretary Dr. Joma aggregation and in enhancing value addition, industrialization at the grassroots.
And industrial park and investments through and enhance sector in a sustainable. This is expected to help increase foreign exchange, farmers, process at institutions, government can engage development, establishment of the industrial parks done in 3 phases. Principal Secretary is pitching the investors.
Also working very hard to open up opportunities, for example, end up to the African continent, where you can now for Africa for 1.0 market that we are also working.
Reports demonstrates the country prices in Kenya to job creation, technical talent development, and livelihoods.
The Kenya-China trade and call the importance of and strengthening the balance Kenya and China.
You want in any county, give you a letter, the county free land, so free to build.
The firm foundation, we and enterprises social responsibilities, making appropriate development and environmental protection.
The China-Kenya Investment Corporation was facilitated by this business in Africa and the and Trade Association. Rick Moki for
of risk management risk program as it seeks to show climate risk management. The chief executive program will ensure that all registered professionals will be in the sector, thus advancing professionalism.
Institute of Risk Management strategic alliances with professional and enabling them to identify and mitigate risks if developing risk intelligently.
That the risk professional advise government both level on how to emerge.
Believes integrating social and governance risk management strategies, reputational data, attracts investment and sustainability, job creation, development.
We are going to mentorship program professionals who are coming angle to be working and supporting policy making. Very excited about the future.
Strides towards climate risk, the risk reduction option is these departments as counties. As such, for climate risk managers,
East Africa Group and to develop a short in climate. This will allow people and become recognized in climate change.
Of climate in climate sensitive disease key in dealing with. Regina Manyara reports.
Smallholder coffee farmers in to benefit from a training that aims to improve the landscape and boost farmers' income, led by the Rainforest Regenerative Agriculture, will work to ensure farmers practices to revive, which is one of the prioritized.
Key part of Kenya's contributing around export earnings. Its production has declined over the past 25 years, metric tons per year. Soil degradation contributes to this stagnation. Farming cooperatives are with essential services like training and in order to bridge this gap, generative and climate that will ensure better coffee quality.
Training that we're doing for diversification. You can also do within the coffee, make sure that you production in both coffee.
Additionally, farm variety of crop beans, vegetables, which promote environment by utilizing minimum.
Forest Alliance, our ability in terms of preserving diversity. So to make sure we have a very agroforestry It's called a gravel, especially in shading.
Tutakuwa ambassador, tutaenda kwa yao na kuwaambia mafuno masuli.
Been undertaken in among areas. Additional workshops underway farmers for export. For Lunchtime News.
Small-scale Kilifi County are set to expand as a distribution of 1 million moringa seeds begins. The government, in collaboration with the nation, aims to boost. The government seeks to reduce over from neighboring Tanzania.
Cash crops from the coastal region, but the nuts and oil 21 indicated the 95 acres in cashew nuts, 9,420, and in collaboration with Foundation EF has embarked on a free exercise for cashew.
Niliandika barua na tumeshirikiana na mbaya kwa yeye mwenyewe na mkono mtambo wa korosho wa Kilifi.
Provide extensions kazi kwa pamoja kwa kwamba hizi vitu
funded by the organization 2012 with farmers in Matsango
to support the Kenya, but if we are here and we in the meantime import.
Frederick.
And on the international front, 4 billion euros in data centers in France, giant Amazon in infrastructure. The announcement of the 7th Choose aims to attract foreign investors. Here are the top stories at Globe this week.
Data center will be, while existing sites in the party of Marseille will be, money will help develop, and the logistic parcel delivery service. This company has already announced new jobs in France, which will bring its up to 24,000, mainly in. Meanwhile, investment in bank stocks with earnings season to multi-year highs. Betting on a share price, West Group has almost second and May 1 funds on European bank strategy against in the region. Levels of lending to show some are putting where they see opportunities. Cambodia tied Chinese investments in new energy industry. The association is expected to coordinate and enterprises to start new energy investment. Cambodia, Chinese vehicles and renewable energy has an opportunity to benefit and industrial also help Cambodia employment opportunities, living conditions.
And now finally, let's get national brand Melly and And the women's tour for her are the winners of the beach volleyball university grounds in as they use the tournament to prepare Olympic qualifiers the 18th to the 20th.
Brian Melly and their dominance with the hard to 1 over Chepkos Gay. 5-2. Final Makuto and Kip Muliro and Diogra of 21-15 actively, while Melly and Mani and Dennis Ireke and Gaudisha Makoha in Sebel by 2-7-13-20.
Without training, but we lost the last leg. I was playing with the
players used the coming Olympic qualifiers 24th June
where the Kenya women's the overall title on the African mountain. Now Grace Wairi and the Kenya #1 outstanding performance way with the overall finished 5th short circuit race, coming home 3rd, a second bronze for a country, 2nd in the continent towards Olympic qualification summer. Unfortunately, bad for you, but the story that has this afternoon is that I can that Manchester United by Arsenal stages. There you can that was played yesterday, and it was maestro known as now Arsenal 86 points and with 85. City expected to play a week, and of course we Tottenham. Of course, the race of the EP to be concluded this 3:24 will our bulletin this afternoon. The bulletins. My name is co-anchor is for now, and enjoy the rest of.
Kumi, ndio unanishika mkono na
uko na nikushike mguu.
Ilungo neo anda sweat. Leo siko, kesho kama mvua jenyesa. Ila kwambia inaitwa track.
Sabaya ukilala tunakutandika. Very serious.
Na masufuria sana.
Kuna kijana natafuta huku.
But what is going down? Leo nimekupata.
Unasikia hiyo kinuka
baya.
Technology
society. With investments, so much of our different as the strives to fulfill society exists to help us achieve without it. Take on tech and downside of technology, a world that is becoming increasingly new digital technology. 10:30 p.m.
Hello everyone and welcome to Africa, and this continue to pull up the innovators in Africa. Today talk about the African cultural heritage stock together protest movement regarding the return of cultural properties of origin. Summary of our program. I met a figure on the journey between artistic movement. She explores with a made you look researcher with lecturer at the round. She influences.
So the is really around the turn of African history primarily during the colonial period. 90% of Africa's material be outside of Africa.
The conference in KBC of African a key dialogue with Africa to monitor.
In France, Dougal speech, which what the relations between could be, in particular of new ethics, which would involve listening through restitution.
Back to Cotonou, returned by France, the 20th Kingdom, been exhibited. The most is this our Amazon hung base.
En réalité, la
first woman on the throne. Q to South. More precisely, place highlights in the field. Some cases even of ill-gotten African. Hundreds of cultural objects colonial period have been for many decades. Imagining Heritage Archive Tomorrow conference marked a turn and also in France and South Africa.
Imagining Heritage Tomorrow conference put the spotlight on challenge funding and collections care and context to community. Conference aimed to develop projects between France
and our France. It was the Ouagadougou new vision of what France and Africa could in a relationship of new relationship which would go. The president says that is the institution, but also in Africa. That's what we did during bringing together 300 Africa, 13 because 50% with deep conviction.
have in the past handed their continents, and especially residents of Cape Hall believes that it's a great.
Northern countries towards other continents. So this is a step for us, and in Benin case because immediately intelligent. Then we are which have made some 5 in total, Mali and Côte d'Ivoire.
Terudo Sitole founded an association which safeguard, promote and the African heritage around cultural heritage.
Very, very important question is Africa was dispossessed and colonial times. African heritage was well, so to right the wrong and to of African repatriation of.
For the young Onji Kinbangbo is from Benin, it is passions with young creative talent. We have a very particular in history.
Restitution is restituting artifacts, but also the restitution of memory to the nation, because we grew up with some without true, so artifact by in a new way with and impact on African creativity, people in general.
Only the British Museum, National Museum, still not and the objects. It is the. How can we know if the objects fall under the restitution?
70,000. Let's see what we are talking about. Very impressive statue returned to Benin, but objects from daily life, and this set some of the ethnographic work. So let's start here. Look at it and discover within the scope of restitution acquired illicitly or by administrative.
Question of funding arises. Number of objects are involved, and Open Society Foundation that advances equity and democracy.
The Open Society Foundation made a global initiative heritage where we have $1 million on support creative academia that, and they are supporting the field.
Consequently, France and Germany decided to join a fund dedicated of objects originating from sub-Saharan present in their worth 2.1 million for the next 3 years. Hope to many.
I'm very, very as requesting our heritage at the time they, but they were not. But I'm happy times have had in 2017. Macron is shocked. Let's return to Africa. An earthquake, which I until a significant African heritage has
is decolonized in European music 3 years, while several Germany and Belgium have been working on African objects from their collection. Nations such as the United Kingdom and remain deaf to the core countries, and on the other hand, to bring together reception and due to a lack of legal educational framework. Now they're to their land of origin.
Our guest is at the forefront of debate. Her work brings arts and anthropology. Research today focuses on practical tools and using knowledge in the by also applying art, exploring new art into matter in Cape Town.
Malemo Moila of Africa, could you tell us yourself?
Sure, I am a Johannesburg-based actor, and I'm called Andani Africa. Insights come from the creative sector across Africa. The projects that we run is called, which is a collaborative, amazing Nairobi-based organization, heritage, and together trying to create transformation as restitution.
So what the intersection of creativity work?
So familial background, activism, artist, and so always seemed very normal. And the cultural sphere for having difficult conversations, new imaginations, to what we need to support challenging dialogue world.
Tell us about, so how did it influence you?
Okay, my act a bit far away these days from a fine art, and my work really brings thinking about every learning from of ordinary to me, academic research, trying to create kind of using knowledge in the creative, we can apply it in reading.
As the co-founder of Everyday Popular Knowledge, how have you shaped your perspective in society?
Collaborative, it's myself, and my work is very collaborative. We've been working together since art school, focused on idea Black lives and learning Africa, applying the things every day and the solution to other big questions of social issues such as climate work, particularly on
what is that you meet every day that arts and community projects in how did you overcome
Africa? Actually, a lot of practice is every day, like the places, and to be more community well established, but the historical tradition of this kind of work as sort of unearthed to who've come before us, but and I think